In this video, we are going to take a look at API tracing module within APIwiz, how we can filter the traces, the details that come with the trace transactions, and how we can inject traffic within APIwiz tracing. So to start off, you get all the details related to a trace ID. You can click here to copy one and you get method, the number of nodes or the steps that are involved in the workflow. You also get a source API. If you click here, you will be able to query the detailed list of data for that specific source IP. You can use the details of the source IP to whitelist or blacklist a specific source IP from APIwiz security. Next, we get a view of which environment does this belong to, the name of the documented workflow associated with the trace. Please note that since we also have in API portfolio the planned workflow which is built in API Builder, you also get how actual traffic calls are deviating from the planned workflow. Additionally, you get the response received timing, the duration, the type of API trace, like whether is it fronted by API gateway, is it a microservice, is it built within APIwiz API Builder, which is here. Next, we have a tag mentioning whether this is an external or an internal call. On the right hand side, you get a list of masked values. If you click on the number of masks, you can give it a key. For example, you can give CVV and select whether you want field masking, advanced XML masking or JSON masking. Let's select field masking and click on save. In this case, you can select between full and partial masking. For partial masking, you can choose to reveal last and characters from the value of that field. But next, we have the column order. In APIwiz, you can customize the sequence of these columns, or you can also choose to hide certain columns if you need. Next, we have the trace headers. You can mention few trace headers which will be used by APIwiz to inject traces into the system. Same thing if you are using an API gateway, you can configure the same headers in your API policies, or using SDK or eBPF, you can add these headers, whatever you put in the value section, you can use these headers and configure it to send the traffic in for analysis here. Lastly, you have a refresh button and the date range that you can input. In the next video, we'll see how we can inspect more details of API traces.